Homie Reec, you already know, man. It's Taylor Gang, I die.
Who you with?
Reec.
Yeah. Who you with?
Who you with?
Hey, we're going to get this thing started early. I have a friend in the building. You know what I mean? This is not just a guest. This is a friend. This is my homie, my ace. And she's been doing some amazing, incredible things. A lot of you people know about her. A lot of you guys know about her. Some of you, we're about to catch up right now. We have Erica Thomas in the building. What's up, Miss Lady? Hey, that's what I'm talking about. Hey. Yeah, all the hype bells for you. So
I'm
listen,
telling you.
we got to get right into this because when we do here, we do something called the biggest intro ever. And that's for people, you know, that are deserving of it. You know what I'm saying? So we got to give you the biggest intro ever. So you ready for that?
I'm ready.
All right, let's go ahead and get
It's all about that star power.
Stay tuned because you know Reec is going to have one of your favorite stars with him today.
Stay tuned.
All right, what they say at church on Sundays, take your time, Pastor. We're going to get to it right now. All right, so listen, man. This is the biggest intro ever for this woman over here. This woman is the embodiment of evolution. She's on a short list of names that include Aristotle, Edgar Allan Poe, John Hancock, and Bill Clinton. Meaning she started her journey as an orphan, but went on to make historical moves and is still planting those seeds to this day. She's one of the youngest people to win a major political seat and also one of the longest consecutive seat holders in a historically conservative state. She's worked with some of the most notable names in politics to pass many pieces of legislation that move the people forward. And that's what they love her for. She continually helped ignite people to become interested in what's going on the state and federal level from her innovative use of social media. She has people who didn't even know what TikTok was and Reels are doing things trying to get stuff passed through the government. Rep. Thomas has won numerous awards, including Global Peace Awards, Image Awards, Triumph Awards, and more. She's a giver and has her hands in philanthropic efforts from U.S. soil all the way over to the motherland. Erica might be the flyest woman ever to sign a bill, but she can also fly a plane. She's a wife to an amazing husband, mother to two future superstars. She's good in rooms with Joe Biden or Jay-Z. One of the spearheads of the Georgia Walk of Fame. My friend Erica Thomas is in the building. Hey, there we go.
I'll take you with me, honey.
Let's do it.
I'm going to take you with me everywhere I go. There's like, what is your name? Please talk to him.
And we're going to give him the spill just like that. All right, let's get right into it because you have such rich history all about you're a motivator, right? You get people moving. You are a characterized someone that people will maybe want to fathom their life over, right? But you are in politics. So we're going to get to all our history and everything in it. So we got to go with this topic first because it's just all over everywhere. And I'll be doing it disjustice because I have daughters, right? And I want to feel like the government takes care of them. And sometimes through some legislation, that's not the case. So before we get into this interview, what are your feelings on like the things that have recently passed when it talks about women's rights?
It's crazy. You know, I have been fighting for this particular women's rights issue since I was elected in office.
Yeah.
And it's always been an uphill battle, whether it's trying to cut off abortion rights at 6 weeks, whether it's trying to say who can and who can't get abortions or, you know, all different types of things. They have been trying to run our body for years. And the thing that really kills me is that, like, we as foster children, as you already said, I was a foster kid.
Yes.
It's like they don't really care about the foster system. They don't really care about adoption. They don't really care about the homeless population. However, they care about making sure that you have that baby, no matter if it's rape, no matter if it's, I mean, all different types of situations.
Right.
You know, our body, our choice.
Yeah.
And so how are you able to say to us, you know what, I'm going to tell you whether or not you're going to have this baby, whether or not you have your rights, but at the same time, when this baby comes into the world and it is a ward of the state, what are they doing?
I like how you put it.
14,000 kids just in Georgia alone in the foster care system that are, some of these kids are in hotel rooms. Hotel rooms because they aren't able to get a foster home because it's a shortage. And so with that being said, it's like, how are these kids able to operate every single day?
Yeah.
You are coming from a hotel, you're coming from homelessness, going to school, getting picked on, all of these different types of things, and it's leading to so much, like the criminal justice system. You know, the percentage of foster kids in the criminal justice system is alarming.
Yeah.
You know, it's over 50% of foster kids end up in in prison. Or homeless.
Wow.
And so actually that's 60%. And so it's like, how do we prevent those types of things? It starts by not telling us what to do with our body. Don't tell us what to do with our body, because we sitting here where you can buy men's products tax-free. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about the Viagra's. Let's talk about the stuff that they buy tax-free. When we have to pay, why should we even have to pay for tampons? Why should we even have to pay for menstrual stuff? That should be free. I know foster kids that are stealing menstrual stuff for their menstrual cycle because they can't afford it. But you're sitting here telling me this is what you can do and can't do with your body, but that's the only part that we care about your body. This that part. We don't care about anything else. We don't care about any of the minutia. But so who knows what's going to happen with that? You know what it is now is leaving it up to the states to be able to have jurisdiction. Let me say that again. It's leaving it up to the states to have jurisdiction. Oh, can I get jurisdiction out? It's leaving it up to the states to have the power over your body.
There you go.
How can we leave it to the states when you see states like Georgia that tried to ban abortion and got overturned by a federal judge? Texas, the same thing happened in Texas, and the legislator, the Democrats, they fled the state, so they didn't have to vote on it.
Which is crazy.
So, but now here we are, where we don't have protections anymore from the Supreme Court, and you can just imagine what is going to happen after this. If they can take away the women's rights, they can take away gay rights. They can put us human rights. They can put us back in slavery. They can do whatever they want. You know, and so it's a scary time that we live in. But I'm just happy that I was able to use my voice to be able to shout from the rooftops that this doesn't need to happen. And it's crazy. Let me tell you something. I'm gonna say this last part about this. It's so crazy because when this was happening with abortion, when it first started happening, it was 2 years ago. When they first tried to outlaw it in the state of Georgia, we couldn't get any media coverage. We couldn't get CNN. We couldn't get Fox. We couldn't get nothing. Nobody was talking about local legislation. Everybody wanted to talk about president.
I remember.
Talk about Congress.
I remember I got a phone call.
You put me on your show.
Let me hit it because this
you put me on your show. You were one of the first people to put me on your show and let me talk about what is going on in the legislature, and the lines were blowing up.
And because, like you said, it wasn't getting a national coverage, so people didn't know. And the first line you told me, you said, if you're a woman and you're pregnant and you get into an auto accident, if this bill passes, you could possibly be charged for homicide. And I was like, this needs to be out in the public right now.
All types of stuff, and even the doctors. They have to report it. If you come to them after you've had an abortion.
So you go out of state.
Say you go out of state, you come back. They legally are bound to report. This is crazy.
It is.
This is so crazy. And so we couldn't get any media attention. And I really appreciate you for putting us on the show and being able to get it out, because we couldn't get any media attention. And now the spotlight is on. But if we were able to get the attention that we needed and deserved 2-3 years ago, then people would have known how important it is to vote at the ballot. People don't know. They think, oh, everything's, federal. But I'm telling you, everything is so many things that are so intricate to your everyday life. And people are not voting all the way down the ballot. They see governor, they see president, and they go home. Especially when you get to the questions. They don't get to asking people, do you think that, they going home. They going home.
Things on the ballot like, do you think lunch should be free in the school? It's on the ballot. So we have to look at these questions and answer them in a way that makes sense for our community.
Yes, it's so true. It's so true. So it's just important that, like you said, me getting out there on Instagram and doing my little funny reels and funny videos, but it's so important that people can see someone that looks like them, that's not a robot. Because all people think as a politician, you're a robot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're never going to take anybody home, you know, and do your life at home. They're not going to know how many kids you have. They're not going to know anything. You know, they're not going to know anything about you. But you have to open yourself up so that people know something about you.
Right.
So then they like you, and then they're going to like the knowledge that you're about to give them in layman terms about these laws, these bills, stuff that's going to affect them every single day.
Absolutely. You make politics cool.
Hey.
Right. That's what making America great again means to me. When you make it relatable to the people, because what you do affects them at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Right? So they put you in office to represent us, and then you actually do it.
Yeah.
I like that. Let me hit the hype bell for that. All right, so listen. What motivated you to get into this?
Whew. I really wanted to be a news anchor.
Okay.
Yeah, I did. When I was little, Reese, it's so crazy because I used to do competitions all over the country. My mom used to drive me to Iowa. You've never been to Iowa, have you?
I've been through the grass.
Okay,
but I
you've been to
understand.
Iowa. That's because you got all them chickens and stuff. You know, that's where chickens probably are in Iowa. But anyway, my mom used to drive me all over the country doing these jingle competitions. So I used to do jingles and like stuff like, you know, you want to do drugs? You need a hug. I mean, I don't know what I used to say, but like it used to be against drugs, you know what I mean, and stuff, and drinking alcohol and stuff like that as kids. And so I used to win. Number one. Everywhere we went, I used to win.
Right.
And so it really inspired me to use my voice, you know. And so I wanted to be a news anchor. I wanted to be on the news. I used to do monologues, all types of stuff. But then the news is depressing, Reese.
It is.
It
It's murder, accident, murder.
Right. Hi, I'm here with little Bobby was shot 3 times in the head, 4 times. What? Who wants to do that every day? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Oh, we're here right now at this club. This was just we're here with an overdose and this it was too much.
Right.
So instead of being the interviewer, I want to be the interviewee. I want to be someone that is actually making a change, making a difference. And so that was very, very important to me to make sure that I could be a part of the change. I could be a part of something stopping, you know, kids from getting killed, stopping, you know. So I remember when I first started, I was always helping people, no matter if they lived in my district or not. You remember Mama Campbell? Yeah. When that happened to her in Alpharetta and the police, I was right there, right with her, you know. It just was like my calling, you know what I mean? Like I didn't even really think twice about it. It's like, okay, wait a minute. So you get a call from somebody at your office, they need help, you're gone. You know what I mean? You're there. And so it just really just kind of was like easy for me to do, and it just really was fulfilling for me to do. But you know, it just really was. I guess I always liked it, and I always liked it in college too. People always would call me about politics, like, oh, who should I vote for, or what, you know, different things like that. So it kind of sparked the interest in me. But of course, I worked at the legislature for another representative, and I really. Oh, let me tell you this. Now you know this story, but I'm gonna tell the listeners
Let's
the story.
let the world know. Breaking news.
So breaking news. So the very first time I went to the Capitol, I never would. Let me say something. I don't know if y'all been to the Georgia Capitol, but it's very overwhelming. Like just the Gold Dome, seeing the Gold Dome itself is like, I don't know if I'm worthy enough to go in there. You know what I mean? Let alone run for office. And so I never forget, I was working at the Sheridan downtown, and I worked in the restaurant. And I never forget, a lot of the legislators would stay there, the ones from out of town, Savannah, different places. Yeah. And I used to always, this one senator, I didn't even know he was a senator. I was always telling people my story. Always. Yeah. Now that's one thing. People always say, oh, I just want to be quiet. I'm scared of my past. Let me tell you something. Even when I was working at Applebee's. You let it be known. Every table I went to, y'all were going to know my story. Okay? And maybe somebody could help me. I don't know. Okay? You need a number 2, and you need my story. Okay? So I always used to do that. The very first, at Applebee's, the very first intro I got was I was sitting, I was doing my tables. I never forget. I was doing bar tops because I always like the bar tops. That's where the money at. I'm just telling you, people get to drinking, they get to eating, and they get to tipping. But anyway, so I was doing bar tops. Long story short, I was telling us, I was talking to one of the these police officers, and I was like, man, I wonder how it is. Now that's one thing that's very important to people. People need to remember. When you get into a situation, or if you are sitting there networking or talking to people, you always have to think about, how can this person make my life better? Or how can I help this person?
There we go.
Both. You got to think about 2. What can this person do to give me an opportunity to do better with my life and with my family? And what can I do for the person? That's where people mess up. People always they walk up to me all the time, and it's no problem. Give me your whole life story. I'll listen, as long as my staff can tell me, come on, Erica, you need to go.
Right.
But you always have to make sure that you reciprocate that, because that's lifelong relationships and not phony. You know, you really have to want to help others. And that is how relationships can lead to success in your business and career.
There we go.
But I'm going to say this real quick. It was police officers there. And I was like, I wonder, because remember, that was when I wanted to be a news anchor back in the day. Right. I was like, I wonder how it is when you all get interviewed by the news media. Yeah. Do y'all tell the truth? Like, are you really going to tell because I mean, if you tell the whole truth, sometimes it exposes.
That's a lot of information.
Yeah, you're exposing the victims or you're exposing the case, things like that. And so they were like, you know, we were talking, they were like, yeah, we have the public affairs department and they do this. So I was like, man, can I intern at the public affairs department? So the guy was like, yeah, you know, office attorney. He was like, I was like, he's like, gave me his card. He was like, okay, you know, follow up, call my secretary, maybe we can make it work. You know, I followed up.
Absolutely.
I blew him up. Okay, blew him up. Secretary, she was like, oh, you know, he talked to me. He says you want to do this. Took a couple months for my background check to come back. All this different kind of stuff. Long story short, got an internship there. I want to say my first week that I was there, the officer that got me the internship, Kasim Reed had one office, and he appointed him as chief of police.
That's correct. Look at God
Chief
working.
Turner.
Right.
Chief Turner's been my mentor ever since.
Right.
He definitely brought me into public affairs department. I was going to different funerals. I didn't speak at none of the funerals, but you know, I was there. I was doing all this type of stuff. It was just an amazing experience. I forget the other officer's name, the one that was over public affairs department. He actually, his mom went to my college and everything. Wow. So it was really, really good or whatever. But long story short, it worked out and I got my first taste of public service. Yeah. And I loved it.
That was the mosquito. That
was the mosquito.
Right.
But let me tell you about the wasps.
Right. Okay.
So then fast forward, we go to I'm working at the Sheridan now. Y'all know I have 18 different jobs, but that's a whole nother conversation. I worked at the Sheridan. I was talking to the senator. I was telling him about this idea I came up with. It's called Dancing with the Stars Kids. It's for foster kids. And so we would do a different Dancing with the Stars Kids and the benefit would go to foster. He's like, oh, I can talk to this person. We should do this. He gave me his card and it says Senator. I'm like, Senator, whoa. Right. You know what I mean? Right. So he's like, Erica, you got to come to the Capitol. You're made for this. You got to come to the Capitol. I'm like, no. So it came to the last day of session. And I really got my last day of session means the last day at the Capitol for the year. And I got my, my mojo up, my strength up to go. I went in there to the Capitol. I was calling him and like, hey, I'm here. He's like, oh, when I meet somebody, so meet you down there and get you. Bells were ringing. People were screaming at each other. I think I almost saw a fight break out in the Capitol. And I looked around and I said, this is me. I'm gonna do this. And that day, he hired me as his intern. Wow. He had about 18 interns. He still does to this day. But the point is that I was one of them. Right. And it changed my life. He gave me an opportunity of a lifetime. It changed my life. It changed the trajectory of my life and my family's life. I really worked hard as an intern. I actually worked for like 2 years at the Capitol before I was elected. And it was just an amazing experience. And I just thank God for people like Senator Lester Jackson and to be able to give me that opportunity to see something in me that I didn't really see in myself. Like, I didn't even think that I was even worthy. I hate to say that word, but it's like, it's a scary thing to like jump into that, especially when it's not a lot of us. Okay. The majority of the people at the Capitol don't look like me, like at all. Like, nothing.
And we're not talking about the fly way you dress or none of that. We're just talking about just as a human being. Yeah. They might not reflect you.
No.
That's why you're really an inspiration to a lot of people, because they can see themselves in you, and they can see, because you said like you walked in, you knew that was you because you knew your demeanor, but you didn't see you in the room. You weren't represented. Nope. But now you're representing. Hey. That's what I'm talking about. Hit shoulder lean for it.
I like it. I do my backhand bounce now. I do a little bounce.
I like it. So you get into this room. Finally, you get voted in. What was that like? What was the emotions on the night?
Oh
when
my
you found out you
gosh, emotions everywhere. Like we worked our butts off. Like we knocked on so many doors. We called so many people. I never forget. I called this one lady so many times. She said, "Is this Erica?" I'm voting for you, but if you call me one more time, I'm not. I said, ma'am, I'm sorry, we're taking you off the list. Please, thank you. Have a blessed day. So I was very nervous. You just never really know what the results are going to be.
Right,
you never
right.
know. And so it was just a rejoicing moment. It was so great. I never forget that year. I went to Africa and I cut off my hair. I cut it all off.
So that's what prompted the switch.
Something new, you know what I mean? Kind of like a release, starting a new life, starting a new chapter. And I never forget, I was in the bathroom. I was in Africa. I thought I was going to do it myself. I saw all the little beautiful children.
Yeah.
So I had a little razor, and I was like, okay, maybe I'll do one side. You know what I mean? I'm going to just say this side right here. My friend was like, Erica, no. No, please, no. You cannot do that with no razor. So took me to the barbershop, got me right, and then that day we went to one of the orphanages and played soccer with the kids. It was just amazing.
That's amazing. Were you inspired by some of the natives there? Like some of that like that? Like, yeah.
I love Nigerian culture. It was so crazy. You want to know something funny? Because I was like giving kids quizzes. Like we had all the kids out there, and I was giving them little stuff. So I was giving quizzes. I was like, who is the president of the United States? They were like, Obama. I said, who is the president of Nigeria? They was like, you? I don't know. You know what I mean? So it was just great that they had, I mean, it wasn't great that they didn't know the president of Nigeria, but they knew their culture. I mean, they knew our culture.
Was making an impact
Yes,
to them. Yeah.
it was so good. We went to one school, library had burnt down. One of the gangs had burnt down the library because this school was really teaching the village kids. And the gangs did not want the village kids to learn because then if they're smart, they're not going to go into a gang. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so they burnt the whole library down.
That's saying something. That's a whole nother subject.
That's a whole thing. And so we brought books, journals. I mean, we helped rebuild that whole library. So that's my library now.
There we go.
It's in Delta State in Nigeria. It was just, the kids were just, I felt like Beyonce over there. I ain't gonna lie. I always feel like Beyonce every time I go over to Nigeria.
Yeah.
It's just like, I don't know why I say feel like Beyonce, but it's just like, you just feel higher than life because it's just like
love.
it's like when I go over there, it's like, this is where I'm supposed to be. I've been there 5 times.
Let me hit this hype bell again. We're gonna dive into that too. We're gonna dive into that too. But everybody I know that's been to Africa, they get a better sense of self. I say this a few times, and I try to keep this short as possible.
No, you're good.
If you got Irish people here, right? They know their culture, they know their flag, they probably know what village they're from. They can probably go back a few years, right? Italians, same thing. Indians, Asian. When you get to us, African Americans, we don't even really know if we came from Africa, right? But we're black people, but we don't know our lineage. So going to Africa, what did that do for your mind frame?
Wow, it was amazing. It's something about just the aura when you're in Africa, in Nigeria. I've been in Nigeria, been in Namibia, Botswana. It's just something about when you get off the plane. I don't even know how to explain it, but it's just like, I feel like this is where I'm supposed to be. You feel home. I feel at home. And it's just an amazing thing to be there and to get the culture. And that's one thing, like what you were saying, like we don't really have culture as black people. I hate that, even as Americans, period, not just as black people, because, somebody said the other day that, by 2026, nobody's going to be really doing Thanksgiving, you know what I mean? Because we don't really have the culture that we should, It used to be, and I'll never forget this, I used to do this with my family. I used to do every Sunday, we have dinner. Yeah. And it's crazy because we don't do that anymore. No, used to have Sunday dinner. You know what I mean? Used to watch the game. Used to, whatever it was after church. Or who's not going to church? Right. You are going to church.
And it's probably dinner at church.
Period. Always some good potluck.
Right.
Potluck at church. We just don't have those same experiences that we had back in the day. And so culture just isn't instilled in us like it is in other cultures. Like, for example, my husband's Nigerian, and they celebrate everything. Every 7 days after I had my baby, we had a baby naming ceremony. So nobody was supposed to know the name until
7 days after.
7 days after. And I had a C-section, so I don't even know how I was up dancing and having a good time, but I had a really good time. I don't know how it was. It might have been that shot I had. I'm just joking. I didn't have a shot, baby. I was breastfeeding. But anyways, the point is that they have a lot of culture and they celebrate everything, and I just love it. I love being a part of the Nigerian culture because, you know, it doesn't matter what we do. We're celebrating. It's a lot of people there.
Yeah.
And it's just amazing to see how they're so tight-knit. I want that more for us here. But it's different. You know what I mean? It's a lot different because you can't even talk to kids no more. You know more. You can't discipline. I mean, I'm a stickler for that. My husband's always saying like, you cannot tell that child to get down. You cannot. I'm like, he is about to jump off the deck. You know, I'm that person.
Right.
So it's just really hard, you know, now we don't really have the culture or we don't really know our roots. I mean, they were stripped from us, to be honest. You know what I mean? I don't blame the black culture for not, having culture. I blame it from being stripped from us. You know, what we had to piece together of what we had.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, and so now we have 23andMe and DNA testing. And have you done your DNA?
Not yet. I'm ready though.
Okay.
I want to find out what I am.
We're going to have to do it next week. We're going to have to do it next week live on air.
There we go.
We're going to do it live on air. But it's just, you know, it's just really good for us to be able to. But I love the culture. I'm Nigerian. That's why I say I'm Nigerian. I mean, I got some, I do have a percentage of Nigerian.
There you go. I mean, you could claim it. Listen, ain't nobody gonna stop you. We're gonna check. We're gonna check you, boo.
Yes, today. But so my daughters, they have Nigerian names and things. So it's just really great to be a part of an amazing culture.
I love it. I love how you showcase it on social media. Y'all had the outfits on. I'll be like, man, I want to just adopt me for a week. I just want to be part of it. Put me on some throws.
We got you.
You know what I mean?
Got you.
But you get a sense of who you are. You get a sense of that pride and that self-love. So I love that, and I love how you showcase it, and it makes it motivational for other people.
Thank
so
you.
that's super dope. Now let's talk about this because you done went to Africa. You feeling the roots. Did you find them over there? What happened?
No.
Because you got your husband is awesome. That's my guy. Like he's such a cool dude. He walks. It look like he's gliding. It's crazy.
That's crazy that other people say that. I don't even know. Like.
So that's what got you. Was it the glide? Talk to me.
I don't know if it was the glide. But he just So when I was dating back in the day, I never really told people that I was like a politician or anything.
Gotcha.
Like, until like they heard my voicemail and it's like the secret's out.
Right.
But it was very hard back in the day before Trump made politics popular. It was like nobody really talked about politics. You know what I mean? Especially like trying to find somebody in a relationship that likes politics is very hard. You know what I mean?
Unless they do politics too.
You got it. And my husband, he spoke at United Nations. I saw that he did all these different things. And I'm like, he was a political consultant in Nigeria too. And so I was just like, this is really great. So I think I should put the other 10 guys to the side. You know what I mean? Because this might be the one. But, and people don't really know this. So this is breaking news. But we met online.
Really?
Yep.
Okay. Was it on politiciansmeet.com? No, I was playing.
I'm TM, trademark that.
There we go.
So I'm not going to say the website, but we definitely met online. And I used to tell people we met through a mutual friend, but the mutual friend just happened to be online network.
Right.
But I saw all those pictures of him at the United Nations, all this. He set it up right. Okay. And we went on a date. And, it's just the rest is history. I loved his family. Yeah. They love me. They'll kill for me. That's what I'm talking about. Same with my mama. My mama be like, but what did you do? What you mean? What did I do?
That's the real mama advice.
And so he's just an amazing man. He's so supportive. He helps me write my speeches if I'm on CNN. He does so much. And then he loves the kids. Like right now they're at home with him. Like I just never have to really worry when it comes to my husband. He makes it easy, and I try my best to make it easy for him. I think that's the biggest thing, Sometimes we always try to be hard, or like if you're mad, you don't say anything for a couple weeks. I can't be like that. Yeah, I talk a lot, and my husband talks a lot too. I know people might not believe it, but he's quiet in public, but he be. I be like, can we watch the movie? I'm just joking. Maybe you didn't hear that. But anyways, the point is that communication is so important. especially when you have culture barriers too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Let's be real. You know what I mean? I wasn't used to some of the things that, they're used to.
Yeah.
But you just have to work through a lot of the stuff and make sure that you're communicating and that you're bending.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? If you, I'm not going to do that. If you're going to be like that, then you're not ready to be in a relationship. That's why I tell people, if you can't bend, if you can't communicate, and if you don't have yourself in the right place, because people, I'm not saying that you have to have $1 million to get in a relationship, or you've got to have all your stuff together. But I do believe that you have to have yourself in the right mindset to say that it's time to settle down. I never thought I was gonna get married. I never married. Who? No.
So what was the moment?
My mom was divorced 3 times.
Okay.
So I was just like,
that turned you off from the whole concept.
Never. I must not get married.
So what was the moment where you was like, oh, I could do this?
When he glided in.
That was it. That was it. Breaking news. Keep gliding, my brother.
He just has a swag. I don't know what's about my husband. It's just like he has his swag. He dressed so nice. He just everything. He's just really amazing. He's just really amazing. He makes it easy. You know what I mean, for me and my career. And it's not a lot of people like that, especially when you got a wife that's TV shows coming out, on all this different kind of stuff. It's like, it's hard to be supportive, especially when the woman is the one that's like, out there. Now, my husband makes the good money. Yeah. Okay, so that I could be able to do all this charity stuff.
You
but
get
at the
a lot
same
of
time,
attention. So you have to be steadfast and strong in knowing who you are to know that your woman can be out there doing what she does.
Yep.
Good, well. Right, well, that's what I'm talking about. So how do you balance that though? Because you said it when you came up, you had 175 jobs. You took that same mindset into what you're doing, and you're trying to push this, pass this, be innovative here, work with this person. How do you balance that with having a home life too?
It's definitely a day-by-day basis. It's definitely a day-by-day basis. I think the most important thing is God, and having Him every morning, waking up, making sure that you feed into yourself before you get on that phone.
Amen.
Like, I make sure I'm watching a motivational video. I, do prayer with my friends in the morning, and then taking on the day.
And you're doing your own motivational videos to motivate other people.
Come on. And sometimes you need that.
Yeah.
People don't understand, like, sometimes when I'm motivating other people, I'm motivating myself, and you just have to take on the day and not let the day take on you, because some people wake up, most people, how about that?
Yeah.
Most people wake up and they let the situations take them. So, for example, you wake up, baby just, come in there crying. And then you've got, your car broke down. And then you've got to make sure you pay all these bills today. And you're letting the situations take over you. And so when I say taking on the day, it's making sure that your mind in the morning is ready to take on whatever is thrown at you. And it comes with a lot of planning. I have 3 assistants.
There we go.
I have a virtual assistant. I have my day-to-day assistant, and then I have my executive assistant. I know that might sound crazy, but at the same time, it's like I'm able to breathe.
Well, that helps you be a better you with having the right team around you.
Yeah.
Right.
I have my virtual assistant. She plans a lot of the stuff for the kids, like activities. If you see my schedule, you'll be like, Erica, I'm going to pass out. But plans stuff for the kids. I make sure I have bake-offs. I make sure we're going to vacation Bible school, all these different types of things for the kids so that they feel involved, and they feel like they are getting the accurate attention that they need.
Right.
And then, I have, Teresha, of course, T, she plans all my everything else, and just making sure that everything is put together. And I talk to my assistants every morning. I make sure, I get my prayer call, then I get on with them, go through all the rundown of the day, what I have going on today, and then I just take on the day.
There we go. That's what I'm talking about. You got to have that teamwork to make the dream happen.
Yeah.
So I feel you on that one. So that's a nugget right there. Make sure y'all hold on to that. You did touch on this a little bit. I want to circle back around it because, like I said, you fly, right? You get to Africa. You say, I'm cutting it off.
Yeah.
How do people accept that here? Because that's not a common theme, especially in the seats that you were sitting in.
No. And nowadays, people are starting to do it. But when I did it in 2014, it was not popular like that. It was scary. It was really scary. I was terrified. I even put a wig on afterwards.
Oh.
I ain't gonna lie. I did. But I'm not gonna lie. I went and I took a picture with the kids on Facebook. With African kids, they all hair all looked like me.
Right.
And we did a little selfie. I posted on Facebook. Oh my gosh, that was like the most impact I've probably ever had on my well, we know there's other things.
We'll talk about that.
There's other things that happened.
We'll go right to that next.
No, we good. I'm good. Skip that one. But it was amazing, the feedback that I got. And I just felt really good. And I will never go back. And it wasn't just about the feedback, but it gave me the courage to be like, you're okay. Yeah. Like, you can do this. You can be you. You know, your head is not messed up like that, you know? And so I think that I would believe that I've inspired some other people to cut off their hair and to do this. I don't even know how I would be able to live my life right now with hair. I don't. I'm always late to everything anyway, Reece. Like, I don't know how I would be able to curl, pop, do all this stuff. And then wigs are so different nowadays. It's not just pop on a wig and curl it. It's just like, you got to go get it placed. And your lace, what is it? Your lace? What is the thing you do to your lace? Get your lace laid. You got to do all that. It's like, who? And then it's like $400 just to get your wig put on.
Yeah, it's too many numbers when you're picking out hair. It's
what? You got to pay $400 for the wig.
And 172.
Oh, yeah. 1B, 2B, 3B, CB.
There you go.
But it's a lot.
Right.
Like, men don't understand, like, how hard it is to take care of hair. And so being so busy, I will never go back. It's the best thing ever. Like,
it's
brush
freeing.
And go.
It's freeing for you.
It's so freeing. Like, I would encourage any woman listening to do it. Now, you get stereotyped. I ain't gonna lie. I've had people stereotype me. You know, they think some people say, oh, you look mean. You know what I mean? Or older.
Okay.
Because you remember me, my hair. Now, Reece, when I had hair, I looked like a baby. I ain't gonna lie. I look like a little newborn, goo goo.
Yeah.
But, you know, it's just something I would never go back. I would never go back. And I've had maybe a wig one day or 2 days. And another thing is, I sweat in my head. I sweat. Me
too. I do too. I do too.
Yeah. Is that what made you cut it off?
No, actually, it was a similar situation. I went to visit McDonald's house. Every year on my birthday, I go to McDonald's house, right? And we read to the kids, give them toys, do a party for them on my birthday. And 1 year I went, almost every kid was dealing with chemo. So when I came back that next week, we brought like a pallet of toilet paper to McDonald's house, right? Because they work a lot off donations. I came back, had my hair cut because I didn't want them to feel like that. So then after that, I just left it off.
Come on,
I never knew who I was gonna run into, you know. So that's kind of what it was about. Wow. Yeah, but I still sweat. It don't help.
It don't. I'm telling you, the sweat still comes. But however, I wash my hair every night, every day. I love getting under that shower and just, you know what I mean, conditioner. Right. I do shampoo and conditioner.
There we go.
No, I don't skip the steps.
It's still lay down. I ain't mad at it.
It's laying.
The hype bell
okay, it's laying down. I love it.
I like it. That's awesome though, man. You go to Africa, you see people that are wearing their hair this style too, and it's like, okay, this is where I come from, and I can be myself while I do it. I ain't mad at that. You did mention the Facebook impact. I want to mention this Instagram impact. 2.8 million, not thousand, 2.8 million views on your first reel. So you dropping reels like mixtapes and Lil Wayne in the 2000s. That's what we doing.
Boom. Boom.
Killed it.
It was so much fun though. Reels are so much fun. I mean, it you know, it can get, you know, complicated just like anything else. You know, they added new stuff, this, da, da, da. I'm like, I don't know about all this new stuff. But it was so much fun making that reel. We did I don't remember, it's like, I got beatbox. I don't know the name.
Yeah, at the Capitol.
Yeah, we did it at the Capitol. And then we got a call from the guy who actually did the original one. Well, he got, of course, billions of views on his. And he was like, I want to come. So we brought him to the Capitol and we did it. It was just so much fun. But it was really great. And ever since then, ever since my first reel, I've been doing all the reels, trying to do as much as I can. And then breaking down, legislation and bills, breaking down salaries, breaking down, some things so that people could listen. I'll throw those in. Every couple of them, then I give you a funny one. Keep you going. So.
But I like how you mix it in. It's like that. Let me give you some juice when you got to take this vitamin, right?
You're killing it.
You're killing it because that's what a few of those pieces.
Oh, I like that. knowledge is like a vitamin. Oh, come on now. I like that. Come on now. You better I'm inspired now. Knowledge is like a vitamin.
Yeah.
Everyone doesn't take them.
No, and it's not medicine.
Everyone doesn't take them.
Right. It's not medicine. We're not covering a problem. We're trying to alleviate a future one.
And I think that when we get like not even over 30, when you get out of college, a lot of people believe that that's when we start learning.
Right,
why are we still reading? Why am I still doing things like that? I think that people forget how important it is to feed your brain.
Yeah.
It's so important to read. It's so important to get as much knowledge as you can. And I always tell young people, they can take every single thing from you. The only thing they can't take from you is knowledge. That's it. That's it. And it kills me so much with these new, not to say these new kids because we the same way, with new technology.
Yeah.
It kills me because everything is at your fingertips.
Yes.
When we were in school, the number one thing for school, not even we, everyone, the number one thing for school is memorization.
Yeah.
You are supposed to memorize math, your reading comprehension. Everything has to be memorized, correct? So with that being said, nowadays it's not like that.
No.
You got a calculator. You can do your math on a calculator.
You can Google
everything. You can Google. In 1 minute, I can find out. Remember when we used to do encyclopedia?
Yeah.
Encyclopedia. I used to picking out the encyclopedia, going through it, trying to figure out different things. And the encyclopedia only could give you so much.
And then it may change the next year.
Oh,
so now you got to get the
the 1999 version. You got the 1996 version.
Britannica. Look, I remember my auntie only had the A through M, so I didn't know anything after N. Just kidding. But no, man,
he's telling the truth.
Clear, though.
He didn't know nothing after L. He didn't know nothing.
Right.
I love it. But it's so true. And it's like, but with that being said, why are people not as knowledgeable? Why are people not as successful? Everybody has the same opportunity to be successful. Everybody has the same opportunity to get on and get 8 million views for something positive.
Yeah.
Everybody has the opportunity. But the problem is that not having to memorize things has made us lazy.
Yeah.
Even before, I used to know all my grandmama know 404, 422,
Yeah.
You know what I mean? All the telephone numbers, we used to know everything. My phone died today on my Zoom, and I'm sitting on my watch like, oh goodness, let me call. You know what I mean? And I used to be able to memorize everybody's number.
Yeah.
And so we just have to really think about that. And for the future, like, we have to do better.
Yeah.
We have to do better when knowledge is at our fingertips. But who is learning something new every day? Who is going on Google and making sure that they're learning something every day? You can research something.
Yeah.
You can get an answer to something. But what you asked Siri for 2 days ago, do you remember what it was? What you looked up on Google and learned about 4 days ago, do you remember what it was? No, because memorization it's
a lost art.
It's lost.
Yeah.
It's lost now. And so we have to do better when it comes to that.
There we go. That's another nugget for you. We had to get y'all signed up to those inspirational days.
I'm telling you, y'all better come on.
We're going to get this AC pumping right now. Listen, all right,
Yes.
so let's get into something that we call here our Fast Five show. This is our Fast Five part where we talk about different things. I'm going to ask you questions. You answer them however you want to answer them, all right? And we're going to get this thing going
Hold on. Let me
get your button on.
Let me get my button so I can be ready for Fast Tuesday. Is it Fast Tuesday? What?
Right.
Okay, let's go.
Oh, before we get to that, I got to ask you about something because since we on the TV right now. Okay. Talk about this because you pitching shows now.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah, so I am venturing into a new career. I'm retiring from being state representative effective January 9th.
What are we gonna do with this seat? We'll talk about that in a second.
Lord,
Let's get back to this. Let's get back to this.
But so I tried my best. How I used to be was I would have like 100 ideas and I try to take them all at once.
Right.
Fail. Okay. But again, failing is just learning 10,000 ways of how not to do stuff.
Right.
Okay. So it's not like I failed, you know? So with that being said, I started to space out my goals.
Okay.
So I have a 6-month goal. I got a year goal. I have a 3-week goal. Things like that, so that I'm not overwhelmed and overwhelming my staff too, because they all like in the frenzy. You want to do this? You want to do a fashion show? You want to do?
Right.
So my next goal after being a state representative was to do production.
Okay.
And so TV production is what I'm into now. I love pitching shows.
There we go.
Y'all know I'm animated. I am animated. It's so funny because I remember the first time I pitched a show. Actually, it was the second time I pitched a show. And they said, the first thing they said after I pitched, they said, are you looking for a career in this pitching? Because like you would sell all our shows. And I'm not going to tell you what network it was, but it was great. And so with that being said, it's just exciting. You know, pitching the shows is exciting. I think the biggest thing that people have to remember too when you get an opportunity to pitch to a network is that you're a salesman.
Yeah.
You are a salesman.
They got to believe in you.
They have to believe in you. They have to believe in your product. And you have to want it 10 times more than anybody else.
Right.
You have to feel like this is genius. This is going to be the #1 show on TV. And that's why I always go into it. I hype myself up, me and my team, ET Productions. We always hype ourselves up. We say, look, this how many Emmys we're going to get off this. This is what we're going to, you know what I mean? We think about the future before we even pitch the show.
Put it out there.
And so you really have to be excited. You really have to build those relationships because they may say no to this show. But then I've had people come back around and say, hey, but I want you for this. I had to say no for that one. But anyway, I want you for this, you know, or want you for that. And so build those relationships. Don't get mad if you get denied. You know what I mean? And so I think it's so important that when you're pitching shows, you have to make sure you have all your stuff together. You have your pitch decks together. You got your lines together. You got the right team together. And you are the #1 salesperson for that TV show. You have to be.
Gotcha. Makes plenty. I hope y'all listening. We got plenty of people out here with television dreams.
Oh yeah,
right? Production
everybody,
dreams.
everybody. That's why we have to like really think about all the opportunities that we have, Reece, because it's like who wants their own radio show, their own studio? Like everybody wants that.
Right.
You know, look at podcasts. Like you couldn't pay me to do a podcast at this point because it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. I mean, shout out to everybody who does podcasts.
You're doing it right now.
Okay, boom.
Right.
But it's so much work.
Yeah, it is.
That's put into it.
Right.
Pre-production,
you want to do it right. Yeah.
Yeah, we used to have meetings. When I had my Eric Thomas show, Sundays we had meetings. Mondays we had production calls. It was just a lot. And so it takes a lot. It does take a lot. But back to the pitching of shows, it's just a really great thing. I love it. I love, of course, when I get a yes. That's probably the best part is when you get a yes. And sign contracts. Currently signed 2 contracts right now and got a show that's going to be filming in October. Really excited about that. And there it is.
I'm hit the hype bell for that. Y'all get ready. October. Get my popcorn ready. That's what I'm talking about.
I tell my friends, I say, you know, the one thing that I will do for you guys is that if we're filming, I will let you know. I will not let you come in there looking crazy.
I got you.
Okay? I will give you the heads up, Reece.
There we
but
go.
you never look crazy, though.
I appreciate that.
You never look crazy.
That. There we go. All right, so let's get into it. Here's our fast forward right here.
I'm ready.
The first question. You ready? Do you ride roller coasters?
No.
Why not?
Never. My life is a roller coaster.
Listen, that's my answer.
My life is a roller coaster.
That is I don't get on roller
I don't
coasters.
need any more thrills than
Right.
I already have, okay?
You catch me on a
When
water
I get a
ride
10
or 2.
o'clock call from my constituent because somebody's in jail and that's a roller coaster.
That's it.
When I got to get up and go there, I'm good.
I'm trying to tell you.
I don't ride roller coasters.
That's it.
Plus, I'm claustrophobic.
Oh, yeah. That'll do
I
it.
don't want anything going over my head and locking. Oh, I'm good.
Yeah.
That's
Soon as
slavery.
I hear that
That's prison.
click, I'm like, oh,
Clank.
no, hold on. I'm going to have flashbacks.
No, I'm good on that. Let me out. Let me out.
A water ride or 2 for me. That's it.
Oh, now I do roller rides.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's what I'm saying.
Oh.
Let's go hit Disney.
Boom.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
All right.
nothing I'm locked into.
All right. You get a dinner with 5 people. This is a 3-part question.
Okay.
You get a dinner with 5 people. Who is there? Where or who's cooking? Where you eating or who's cooking, right? And then what's on the radio in the background?
Any 5 people?
Any 5
or
people.
Or I had to say the 5 people, or you just want what's cooking?
This is
Okay.
This is
Give
your
me the question again.
dream
I'm ready.
dinner party.
Oh, okay.
Any 5 people of all time, we can call up and get Jesus on the main line, hit him, and get people up there or people down here.
Okay.
Right? 5 people plus you picking where you eating or who's cooking, because you know she's got executive chefs on speed dial. So we're gonna put that out there.
Okay.
All right. And then what's playing on that radio in the background?
Okay. Well, I guess what I'll do is I'll start from the radio.
Okay.
I like all types of music.
Mm-hmm.
I like alternative from back in the day. My assistants, when I be turning on my alternative from like the 1990s, Blink 182.
Okay, so she got like, Green Day playing on the speakers.
Yeah, they be like, excuse me, can we please listen to something else, gospel even? So I like all different types of music, and it's so crazy because my daughter even likes alternative, like not
That's
alternative,
awesome.
but pop music now from back in the day. So we would definitely not have alternative music on, but I had to put that snippet on. I would definitely, I don't know, okay, I got it.
Okay.
Nigerian music.
There we go. Okay.
Oh, baby. Niger, baby. Because I want people to experience. Whoever the new 5 people are, I want them to experience the culture that I love and have a good time.
There we go. So we got the
I don't know.
soundtrack.
Sometimes I don't know what they're saying, but I know it's hyped up and it's exciting.
Right. But it hits the soul. I tell you that. I got a couple Nigerian parties. They put it on. I'll be bouncing. I'm like, I don't know this song.
If I tell you, say I love you.
Man, that's what's up.
I love Niger beats. I'm telling you.
That's it, man. Shout out my guy, Rotimi, man. All right, let's get to it. So what are you eating?
Okay. Lamb chops.
Okay.
Lobster.
Okay.
All day.
Expensive palate.
Yeah, I
like
love it. Oh,
like
even my kids always, Mama, you gonna make the lamb chops? Dakota loves lamb chops. I'm like, where are these kids?
They don't grow up. My daughter asked, can we have crab legs the other day? She's 5. I'm like, I have ruined you.
Yeah.
I have ruined because at 5, I'm like, let me get pizza at McDonald's. Like, I just wanted those things.
Dakota too. She loves crab. It's like her favorite thing to eat is crab legs.
We leaving school. I'm like, I'm gonna stop and get something to eat. I'm thinking
and
drive
she
through.
want to crack open.
She was like, "Oh, Daddy, let's just get crab legs. Let's just get crab legs." I have ruined you.
Yeah.
Good luck when she starts dating.
Oh yeah, which is never. She's never
Exactly.
gonna date.
She can date when she gets married.
Yeah.
Let's get into it. All right. So who are the 5 people there?
Okay. 5 people. I would do. Dang, I don't want it to be boring. You know, I would invite Beyonce.
Okay.
I would invite. I want some funny people. D.L. Hughley.
Okay.
I think he's hilarious. Yeah. We gotta have a little, fun corner. Oprah, because I gotta soak up the knowledge.
Right.
But I think she still would be fun too. We'll hype her up,
especially in the lane, like the lane you're going in right now. You're in right now.
Yeah,
that's perfect.
And I guess I would probably have my husband there.
Of course. Well, he's coming with you, so now we still got 2 people.
We still got 2 people. I would definitely have him glide on in, like he says, always glided in. 2 more people. Anybody. A billionaire. I don't know who it is.
Who? Just somebody.
Somebody that's a billionaire that's gonna fund all our ideas.
Right. So we got Elon Musk or Jeff Bezos. One of them is gonna be
we want Elon Musk.
Okay.
We want him.
Right.
I was thinking him too, but yes, definitely Elon Musk because he's innovative and I like it. And then Obama.
Okay, so now you got your Twitter coverage and we got Barrio. That's it.
Oh, gotta have him.
Our
gotta
president.
have him. I never forget the first time I met him. And I hate to tell people that it's like a surreal experience when you meet people, but he has a presence.
Yeah.
When he shook my hand, I was just like, I'll never wash this hand again. Oh my gosh. I'll never watch this hand again. It was just an amazing experience. And I'll never forget, that was the first time Lester had invited me to meet him. I met him the first time. And the second time I met him, I was at a Black Caucus event. And, gosh, I forgot the guy's name, the celebrity guy. Roland Martin.
Okay.
So I never forget, I was in the line to, after he comes off the stage, they have all the hype music on, da, 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 and he's coming down the little pipeline, and I was right on the line. You hear me? Like he was coming to me, baby.
Yeah.
Roland Martin jumps his ass in front of me. Man, I wanted to kill Roland. I was like, man. I looked at Roland, I said, Roland, how many times have you met Obama?
Right.
He was like, a lot.
And talk to him.
Exactly.
Right.
I'm like, I need this shot. He was like, I got you. I was like, okay. So I'm just sitting there. He still didn't move. He turns. When Obama gets there, he looks at Obama. He said, President, we have a newly elected state representative right here, one of the youngest in the country, and she just loves you. I was like,
there
what?
We go.
Obama was like, you will do great. You will do amazing. Just keep it up. I was like,
right.
I looked at Roland. I'm like, look look at you. And then he kept going. I was just like, I don't even remember all the stuff he said, but it was great.
Yeah.
And I was just like sitting there like, oh my goodness, this is Obama.
Right.
Like, it was amazing. And so it was really great. Shout out to Roland for that.
I feel you. That's awesome because he embodies what you grow up. I want to be the president, but you never saw a president of our hue.
No.
Then you see it in person after he's elected. That's amazing. Let me hit that. That's great. All right, that's a heck of a dinner party, soundtrack, and fine dining experience.
And I would love to see Obama dance to a little Niger music.
Oh yeah,
Challenge.
Yeah. He gets his bop on. I'm not gonna lie.
I believe it.
Yeah, I feel you on
It's
that.
right up there with Shaq.
All right, one piece of advice you give yourself at 18.
You got this. You got this. You know, I don't even remember. 18. I was still in high school. I was about to graduate. Wow. It's crazy because all of the fears and things that you had at 18 are like null and void.
Right.
Like who's my friend or am I going to graduate? I mean,
Yeah.
I didn't have that part. I wasn't that bad in school. But
I know what
you
you
know, like, you know, all of these different things, like I would just definitely tell myself that you got this. Your future is phenomenal. Don't get caught up on what is going on today or this week. And I try to tell my daughter that too, but it's hard when you're kids. Like you don't really. Your mama can say, "Oh, you're never going to see these people ever again in your life," and I probably
But
haven't.
their reality is something different because they live in it.
But I definitely would tell the future me, "You got this. Take your time. Slow down. Slow down. It's gonna all come together."
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I like that. There we go. All right, y'all, we wrapping this thing on up. I appreciate you. Thank you for coming by. You're super busy, as you can hear. Super busy woman. A lot of great things going on. So congratulations on everything. Your new endeavors. Can't wait to see you on the big and small screen all across everywhere. Get to it. You know what I mean? And just thank you for your time. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Reece. I mean, you don't understand. I love you and your family, and I really appreciate you using your platform for good.
Absolutely. Thank you. All right, we're going to get to it. You will see this young woman in the community coming up soon. As you know, always she's rolling around doing her thing, helping out adoption causes, all types of causes for women and families. She's giving out turkeys with us personally with Positive American Youth for More. So we so much appreciate you. All right, before we get up out of here, I'm going to give you guys a Reese's Peace of Mind, a Pops Knows Best. Today's coming from Pops. Using your mishaps to help others thrive is the ultimate form of a blessing. And what this woman right here has showed us that she was an orphan, she was adopted, and then she used that story to change the lives of others and to push the envelope forward for the kids in her situation to win too. So that's what I'm talking about. All right, y'all, we up out of here. We're going to get to this mix. Y'all keep it locked in. Tomorrow, we got the homie Collision and Drip pulling up. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be super crazy. Drippy going to be here. Collision going to be here. They got a mixtape dropping. QC, y'all know what it is. Shout out to P and the whole label, man. Stay tuned right here. This is Reec Radio.